Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Laker Talk. Let's talk NBA basketball. I want to give my 2 cents on this Jimmy Butler trade to Philly for Robert Covington and Dario Saric. I think this is a great trade for both teams. In the short term and long term, I think it's actually better for the Timberwolves. I think they'll be better for it. I don't think this is going to work out for Philly long term because of personalities. I'll talk about it. Yes, this is a Laker Talk channel, but I've been following Jimmy Butler for a minute and this particular drama that's been going on with Jimmy Butler. So I want to give my thoughts on or what I think about this trade. I think it's a great trade. Jimmy Butler going to Philly. They get Robert Covington and Dario Saric. Now, let's start with everyone's focused on Jimmy Butler, and rightly so. He's the all-star and he's the 20 plus, scorer, and he fits in pretty well with Philly. You got a guy in Ben Simmons who likes to give the ball up. You got the beast Embiid down low who likes to eat, and then you got a guy on the wing who can also put up 25 points. Perfect, right? That's fine. We'll come back to that. Let's go to Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, will be better for this. Why? Because they get actually two really good players. NBA quality players that I would love on the Lakers. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind. I mean, Robert Covington, we got that in Kuzma, so to speak, and the guy in that height, like a 3-and-D guy. But I don't know too much about Robert Covington's defense, but he's that type of player who can knock down three-pointers at 40%. At around 40%, right? Dario Saric is another stretch big who can shoot the three, move, pass, and do some things. He's 23, 22. Robert Covington, I think 27. But great pickups for them, in my opinion. One, you get rid of this elephant in the room, which is Jimmy Butler. So now the guys aren't looking over their shoulder and seeing what's Jimmy Butler going to say. Is Andrew Wiggins not looking over his shoulder saying Jimmy Butler's talking about me? Karl Anthony Towns not looking over his shoulder and saying what Jimmy Butler is saying over there to the media. They don't have to worry in the huddle on what's going on. So now they can all fall back into their natural positions. Andrew Wiggins has all-star potential, so he's going to fall back into his his natural ability to get more touches, more looks, and things like that. So he's going to operate at the wing. Cat is going to obviously get more food down low, so he's going to eat down low. Robert Covington is going to come in. Dario Saric is going to come in. Now you got Derrick Rose who can operate at the guard position. Dario Saric has a great contract at $2 or $3 million a year for the next couple of years. Covington has a big contract around $12 million, but that's a movable contract in about a year or so, if anything, ever comes down where he's not producing. But he's going to put in around 15 points. Dario Saric can put in, 12 and 6 or something like that. So great players to spread the floor where Cat can now operate in the post. Great pickups for them. Again, like I said, everybody's going to fall back into team basketball. They don't have to worry about Jimmy Butler doing this, doing that anymore. So they can kind of move on with their life. And I think when you compare both, Dario Saric and Covington's production, it's going to match up to what Jimmy Butler can produce. Now you got Jimmy Butler coming over there to Philly. Stephen A. Smith all hyped and stuff. Yeah, whatever. Here's the thing. The personalities is going to clash long term. When they start losing, they lose a couple of close games, big games here and there. I don't think it's going to work out. Jimmy Butler wants a big contract, $140, $135, $150 million, right? He gets a big contract, he's going to want to produce. He's going to want his touches. He's going to want his looks. He's going to want his stamp on the team. He's had issues in Chicago with Derrick Rose, who was a monster pre-injury, right? But when he came back, he couldn't mesh well with Derrick Rose. A very soft-spoken, competitor in Derrick Rose, he couldn't mesh well with that. He goes to Minnesota. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who by all, by all measure, is a great guy, just a very competitive guy, wants to, ball out. Andrew Wiggins is not like a, he's not getting in anybody's face. He's just, a guy with some skills who wants to kind of do his thing. Butler, they weren't living up to his particular standard or whatever, and he's causing trouble in Minnesota. Now he goes to Philly, where Ben Simmons has an enormous personality. He's not taking any crap from anybody. Embiid has a big personality who, obviously wants to dominate, and he's kind of like a troll and different things and says things here and there. Now you got Jimmy Butler, who's a huge personality coming in. I see these are like alpha males. And alpha males, in my whole entire career, my experience in life, alpha males don't mesh. You need pieces of people to kind of fall into place, to take a back seat when this person is doing something, this person is doing something. You need pieces to make a good, solid, in my opinion, good, solid, team that's going to compete for a championship. You look at, Golden State. Draymond is an alpha male mentality, but Clay isn't. But Clay can still put up numbers. And so you got those type of things. Kevin Durant is a major superstar, but he's not this alpha male personality. He can kind of take a back seat mentally sometimes and let Draymond yell, or let Steph go off or whatever, right? He mesh well. Philly, look out. Short term, this is going to be great. Everybody, is on their probation period. For the next 2-3 months, everything's going to go well. But when probation's over and they start losing close games and somebody's not living up to someone else's standard, to Jimmy Butler's standard, trust me, be rumblings in the media. Hit me up when this happens if you don't believe. And hit me up when this happens in the media if you think I'm tripping. Just hold on to this video, to be determined. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the deal. How this affect the Lakers, I don't care one way or the other. I was skeptical, and to be determined if what's his name signs long term. I don't like signing somebody that big of a contract with that type of personality, that type of, it's kind of like that DeMarcus Cousins, kind of mentality in the locker room. I don't know. I'm good on that. I'm good with where we are. Anyway, we play Sacramento in a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this trade. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MikeSportsLA. Holla at your boy. Peace.